Hello everyone. This is the pre-market report video for today, 12th December 2023 for the Indian stock market in terms of Nifty and Bank Nifty. First, quickly let's see what happened yesterday. Earlier, before our market opening, only Japanese market in Asia was positive since there was the expectation that Japan not going to do their tight monetary policy. Other than that, in China, their market opened in negative and traded negative due to their deflation worries, which we discussed yesterday. In line with that, yesterday Indian market opened flat to negative, but for most of the day it traded with a positive bias, still in a very narrow band, and also despite its multiple attempts, it cannot able to sustain the 21,000 mark. Then in Sensex case, it's same. Here it tried to cross the 70,000 mark. So now both Sensex and Nifty had their own psychological resistance, which in turn made them to close below that level. Sector wise, only pharma ended it negative, mainly due to the one stock Dr. Reddy's, as it dropped over 5% and they were the top Nifty loser. Regarding reason, yesterday, US government's agency FDA issued the observation warning to fix their quality control, faulty equipment and integrity of the company's data in their Telangana facility. The problem is that facility alone accounts for more than 30% of Dr. Reddy's revenue, hence the impact. Other than that, there was not much happened yesterday. FII trade volume finally back to normal, and also yesterday the net bought for 1,260 crore rupees, whereas equally not exactly but to near that value DIA net sold 1,030 crore rupees. Here I came across this interesting graph, net institutional flow throughout 2023. If required, please pause and have a look. There are 4 times it reached above 10,000 crore rupees, and all those times it's MSCI rebalancing, which means MSCI continuously increasing their weightage in India. Then during middle of September and October period, the net flow was very near to the zero line. We know at those time FIIs were selling non-stop, but still DIA able to manage that. Now, from the last week of November, there was a substantial increase in net flow, not just as volatile basis, but also consistently, which is really good. Let's see whether it's continuing or not. Anyway, moving to US market. As we know, there are a lot of macros which is scheduled to release this week, which US market is waiting for. 1. US inflation data tonight. 2nd, Fed interest rate decision tomorrow. And on Thursday night, it's US monthly retail trade data. Here, for the consumer inflation, last night, Reuters released their analyst opinion poll. Based on that, at present, the expectation for November month is to cool down a little bit to 3.1%. In comparison, on October month, it was 3.2%, and on September and August, it was 3.7%. So, the expectation is inflation continue to decline, but still above 2% target, which made the US market slightly bullish, though it opened slightly below compared to last Friday. I mean, it's just estimation, or we can say expectation. And at present, we don't know whether any of this will materialize or not. But on the back of all that, retail traders and investors seem to be feeling okay about the market. Generally, this is where everything will take a turn and wipe out all retail traders' money. Anyway, I'm sincerely hoping that won't happen this time. Let's see. Then, regarding US government's 10-year note auction, after being above 4.5% for 2 months, finally it dropped to near 4.2%. So this also added some positivity, but that was limited. In the end, Dow Jones increased 0.43% and S&P 500 up by 0.39% and Nasdaq up by 0.2%. In case of VIX, it increased to 2% and moved above 12.5. Regarding Indian ADR, as it is, both the banks added another 1%, whereas both IT stocks down significantly. Here, if we calculate the arbitrage, then HDFC Bank looks super positive, possible of near 2%, whereas ICICI Bank is neutral. But the problem is in Infosys, which is indicating down of over 2%, regarding the issue which we will discuss in a moment. About GIFT Nifty, early morning it closed at 21,132. For some reason, yesterday the premium dropped to 90 points, but generally this time it's an indication of reduction in bullishness. Let's see, but equating it to the spot, for now it's indicating gap up opening of marginal 20 to 50 points. Then coming about oil, it had a neutral day. At the time of this video, Brent crude was closed at around $71.5 per barrel and WTI crude is trading just below $76 per barrel. So those were the things that happened yesterday and last night in the global market. Now let's look at the India specific information. First, regarding the issue in Infosys, its present CFO resigned yesterday in the aftermarket hours. After that, they announced his successor. But generally in stock market, if the top management resigns means, then that is considered as a warning. Again, that was clearly evident in the yesterday's ADR's price movement. So if today Infosys haven't given any clarification means, then most probably that ADR negativity will transfer here in Indian market as well. IT sector wise, there are some mixed news. Regarding Wipro, on the positive side, they expanded their business in automotive sector. In the negative side, Morgan Stanley underweight the Wipro stock with a target of 370 rupees per share. However, TCS looks okay. Their buyback was subscribed 6.5 times and their acceptance ratio was around 35%, whereas last year it was just 22%. So this year for small shareholders, the ratio will be approximately 1 share for every 6 shares they held as of the record date. For other shareholders, it was 2 shares for every 209 shares held by them. Finally, regarding the COP28 summit in Dubai, OPEC plus countries managed to not include the word fossil fuel phase out, and they released the final draft which contains what countries needs to do what till 2030. For India, the nervousness and one of the main concern is its dependence on coal, which accounts for 70% of power generation. And also, Indian government aims to add 17 gigawatts of coal-based power generation capacity in the next 16 months. But fortunately, they haven't talked about it. Those coal generation plant will go as per the plan. However, the draft gave the target to triple the renewable energy capacity and doubling the energy efficiency rate by 2030. So we can see positive impact on renewable energy stocks. As a summary, US market closed positive, GIFT Nifty indicating the gap up of 40 to 50 points. In addition, HDFC Bank ADR looks very good. Those were the positives. However, weakness in Infosys is a bit of concern since that is the third highest weightage stock in Nifty. About the things to look out, early morning Japanese wholesale inflation data is due, and during our market hours at 12:30 p.m. Germany's inflation data is scheduled to release. And in the aftermarket hours, first at 3:30 p.m. Europe's economic sentiment data, and at 5:30 p.m. India's consumer inflation for November month and industrial production growth for October is due. Here, the consumer inflation expect to increase 5.7%. Then in the night at 7 p.m. US consumer inflation data is scheduled to release. Then in addition, US government's 30-year note auction is scheduled to take place. So these are the some of the items we need to keep an eye out today. Coming to technical, as we discussed, Nifty opened flat but traded in a positive bias throughout the day and closed positive of 28 points. Yesterday for multiple times, Nifty tried to sustain the 21,000 mark, but it faced a strong resistance for yet another session and failed to close above, indicating the significance of this level for the further upward journey. Anyway, still Nifty saw a fresh all-time record closing high, and on the daily chart it formed a small-bodied green candlestick pattern with minor upper and lower shadow, which resembles the spinning top kind of candlestick pattern. Spinning top is often considered as a neutral pattern, indicating indecisiveness among buyers and sellers about the future market trend. So if Nifty moves decisively and holds above the 21,000 mark, then 21,300 is the target with support at 20,900 to 20,800 level. But in case if it consolidates around the psychological level, then some profit booking can't be ruled out, even though higher high, higher low formation continued for the second consecutive session. Until the breakout, we can anticipate that market will consolidate within a broader range. In case of Bank Nifty, it provided a bit of support to Nifty and it too ended the day at a record closing high by 52 points. Thus, on the daily chart, it formed a small bodied green candlestick pattern with a long upper shadow which resembles the shooting star kind of pattern, indicating the possibility of a trend reversal. I mean, at higher level, Bank Nifty comes under selling pressure as traders starts booking profits, hence this pattern is formed. Usually in an uptrend, this is treated as a reversal pattern, but I would say it requires confirmation since now it has to continue to hold above 47,250 level for consecutive session. Thus, on the downside, the support is expected to be at first 47,250, then 47,000. Moving on, regarding the weekly options front, the maximum call option open interest was at 21,000 strike, followed by 21,500 and 22,000, with meaningful new call option writing at 21,000 strike and then 21,500. Thus, even options data is indicating that 21,000 is expected to be the key resistance area for Nifty. Whereas on the put side, the maximum open interest was at 20,900 strike, followed by 21,000 and then 20,000, with new put option writing at 20,900 strike and then 21,000. Hence, the immediate support is at 20,900. So that's all in this video. Hope you all got some useful information. Please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video so it will help me beat the YouTube algorithm and also motivate me to do more. Please don't make any investigation based on this as I'm not a SEBI registered advisor. I am doing this for my and viewers' educational purpose only. Thanks for watching.